What's up? This is Trey T, and in this video, I will be doing a review and a recap of the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series. It starts off in Capital City in the Fire Nation, where Fire Lord Sozin captures an earthbending spy, and before he kills them, he tells them that his plan is to go to the Northern Air Temple to kill the air nomads. Then we fast forward to the Northern Air Temple where Aang is just casually flying in the sky. I guess in this version of Avatar, there are some airbenders who can actually fly because Aang is seen flying throughout the series a few times. After the other airbending monks decide that it's time for Aang to leave the Northern Air Temple and travel the world to learn the other bending disciplines, that is when Fire Lord Sozin decides to attack the Northern Air Temple with the help of the comet above him, which gives them tremendous power. So they go to the Air Temple to attack them, hoping they can find and kill the Avatar. By this time, Monk Gyatso has already told Aang that he is the Avatar and that it's time for him to leave, but Aang doesn't want to leave, and he begs Monk Gyatso if he can stay, but Monk Gyatso tells him no, that he has to go fulfill his journey as the Avatar. And then Aang unfortunately runs away with Appa, so he's not there during the battle at the Northern Air Temple when Fire Lord Sozin is launching his attack. Fire Lord Sozin encounters Monk Gyatso protecting the children in the Air Temple, and they get into a fight, and for a while Monk Gyatso is able to hold his own against Sozin, but Sozin tells him that he can't defeat him, especially not with the power of the comet. He tells him this right before Fire Lord Sozin kills Monk Gyatso, burning him to death. While running away, Aang gets caught in a storm, which knocks him off Appa into the water. His avatar state activates, and he ends up freezing himself in an iceberg for 100 years. And when he finally awakes, he awakes to meeting Katara and Sokka, who are out fishing. And they bring Aang back to their village at the North Pole, at the Northern Water Tribe. Aang finally wakes up and he sees children playing, and he tries to play with them, but Sokka intervenes and tells the kids to back away from him. And then Gran tells the story of how Aang is the last airbender. The last airbender disappeared 100 years ago and he's never been seen again. And then Sokka gets mad and he calls Aang a coward for running away. Prince Zuko arrives at the Northern Water Tribe looking for the Avatar. He's confronted by Sokka. Sokka challenges him to a fight. Zuko eventually defeats Sokka and threatens to burn the village to the ground. And then Aang comes out and he fights Zuko, and then he agrees to go with Zuko if he'll leave the villagers alone. And then Aang ends up being able to escape from Zuko and the Fire Nation off the Fire Nation ship, and they get on Appa and they start traveling. The first place they travel is to Aang's home in the Northern Air Temple, where he hopes to find the other airbenders, but the only thing he finds are remains of Monk Gyatso's burnt skeleton on the ground, which causes him to go into the Avatar state. And then eventually he realizes, okay, I'm gonna have to learn how to be the Avatar. So next they travel to Kyoshi Island, where they meet the Kyoshi warriors, and the Fire Nation attacks Kyoshi Island, where Aang actually his body is taken over by Kyoshi, and she fights off. At that point, it's Commander Zhao and the Fire Nation army. But Kyoshi is able to make them retreat, and then they leave Kyoshi Island. After leaving Kyoshi Island, they end up in an Earth village where some of the villagers have been taken away by spirits. So Aang goes into the spirit world, and somehow Sokka and Katara are sucked into the spirit world with them. And in the spirit world, they come in contact with Wang Shitan. And Wang Shitan tells Aang that they need to leave and get out. They are not, their humans are not welcome, because the spirit world, it will play tricks on your mind, and you'll see things that you shouldn't see. So in the spirit world, Katara sees visions of the past when her mom was killed. Sokka sees visions of his father, and his father, he overheard his father saying that he's not a good warrior. And Aang actually sees Monk Gyatso in the spirit world. But in order to find the villagers, it's one spirit that Aang has to talk to, and that spirit is Ko. And all the spirits keep telling Aang that Ko is a predatory spirit. He's very dangerous, so Aang must be careful. So after meeting Ko tells Aang that a previous version of him tried to kill him, and he asks Aang, was he there to return what he stole from him? And then he asks Ko for the villagers, and Ko says, do you expect me to give away my food? So then Ko attacks Aang, and Aang runs out. Next, they end up in the Earth Kingdom of Omashu, where they encounter the Cabbage Guy, the Mechanist, his son. They encounter Jet and his freedom fighters. Sokka and Katara end up getting lost in the Cave of Lovers. So they have to cut off their lamps in order to see the light to lead them out, and they're attacked by some like badger moles. But then Aang meets King Bumi, and King Bumi challenges Aang to a fight to the death. So Aang and Bumi fight, and Bumi forces Aang to make the ultimate sacrifice. He places 2 rocks over both of their heads, and he tells Aang, being the Avatar means you have to make a choice. You have to make choices. So you can either let the rock kill me or let the rock kill you. So Aang was like, no, Bumi, don't do it. So Aang has to make a choice. He has to make the sacrifice. Which choice will he make? Next, Aang realizes that he needs to speak with Avatar Roku, so he travels to Roku Island, where he's met by the Fire Sages. While meeting Avatar Roku, he asks Avatar Roku about Ko and how can he save the villagers. And Avatar Roku tells Aang that he stole something from Ko that Ko wants back, so that maybe he can trade that for the villagers. So then Zuko hires June to track down Aang, and eventually she tracks him down with her pet, and she catches Aang and she gives him over to Zuko. But then Zuko, by this time now, Zhao is promoted to Commander Zhao or Admiral Zhao, I forgot which one it was. But he takes Aang from Zuko and imprisons Aang on his ship. Well, at his compound, I mean. So then Zuko becomes the blue spirit in order to free Aang. Zuko frees Aang, and then the two are about to escape. Right after they escape, Admiral Zhao orders the archers to shoot Zuko in the head with the arrow, and they shoot him. And then Aang sees when the mask is off, that is Zuko, and then he saves Zuko, and they both get away. And he's asking Zuko if they would have met years ago, could they have been friends? And then Zuko attacks Aang. And then while Zuko is recovering, he has a flashback of the time that he disobeyed he said that his father's plan to take the Earth Kingdom was stupid. And by doing that, he was challenged to an Agni Kai by his father. But in this version, Zuko does actually fight his father in the Agni Kai. In the animated series, he refused to fight his father. But in this one, he actually fights him, and then he's scarred. His father puts the scar in his face. Then he banishes Prince Zuko and tells him never to set foot in Fire Nation territory again until he brings him the Avatar. That is the only way he can get his redemption. Zuko was warned by one of his commanders that he is wanted for treason by the Fire Lord, so Zuko has to escape. But during his plan to escape, he finds he's been set up that his boat is loaded with blasting jelly, and Admiral Zhao orders one of the archers to shoot the boat, set the boat on fire, and it explodes, and General Iroh thinks Zuko has been killed. Team Avatar finally makes it to the Northern Water Tribe, and let me correct myself. I think earlier in the video, I had already said Northern Water and Northern Air Temple. It was supposed to be Southern Water Tribe and Southern Air Temple. They were trying to get to the north the entire time. I made a mistake. I spoke incorrectly. So they finally make it to the Northern Water Tribe where they meet Master Paku. They meet Yue and her father. And Katara is so excited about meeting Master Paku that she asks him to train her, and he refuses to train her because she's a girl. And she gets upset and she challenges him to a fight. And she loses the fight, but Master Paku is impressed by her waterbending skills. He's impressed with Katara, but he's disappointed in Aang because at this point in the series, Aang has not done any waterbending at all outside of the Avatar state, which is a problem that I had throughout the series because in the animated series, Aang had already started waterbending. But throughout this entire live action series, Aang does nothing but airbend the entire time. So that's one of my biggest issues I have with the live action version. So then Yue, in this version, Yue is actually half spirit and half human. So she can travel into the spirit world. She's also a waterbender, and she asks Aang about Avatar Korok, and then he don't know anything about him. So he goes into the Avatar state to talk to Avatar Korok. And Korok tells him that Cole stole the face of a woman that he loved, and that the reason why he was not in the physical world more often is because he had to fight the spirits in the spirit world because they were trying to cross over into the physical world. So in doing so, in his battles against the spirits, his body became damaged. So he couldn't go into the Avatar state. He couldn't hold the Avatar state for long. So that's why he told Aang that he wouldn't be able to help Aang help him by changing into him in the Avatar state because his body has been so damaged by the spirits. Admiral Zhao tells General Iroh that he has a plan to kill the moon spirit in order to take away the waterbender's power. And General Iroh is trying to convince him not to do it, but he goes about his plan anyway. Zuko arrives at the North Pole and challenges Aang, and Katara tells Aang to go and find the moon spirit. She'll take care of Zuko. So Zuko and Katara start the fight. It's during a full moon, so Katara is winning the fight, but then Admiral Zhao kills the moon spirit, which takes away the waterbender's ability to waterbend, and the sky becomes black after he kills the moon spirit. And once he kills the moon spirit, General Iroh attacks him, and then he runs away, and Yue, she faints. And once the moon spirit is killed, the ocean spirit gets the fire nation is now in control of the battle. So they just start burning everything down, setting people on fire and killing them. So once the ocean spirit sees that the moon spirit has been killed, Aang goes into the Avatar state in order to merge with the ocean spirit. So once in the Avatar state, Aang merges with the ocean spirit, and the ocean spirit unleashes tremendous power against all of the firebenders. So then Katara loses, Zuko beats Katara, and Zuko escapes, and he runs into Iroh. Once he sees Iroh, he asks Iroh, "What is that?" And then Iroh tells him that that's vengeance. So once they're trying to escape, they look up in the sky, and Yue, after she kisses Sokka, she decides to give her life back to the moon spirit, who gave some of its life to save her when she was a baby. So she gives the life back, and the moon reappears in the sky, and now the waterbenders have their powers back. So then, during this time, Zuko confronts Admiral Zhao, and the two of them get into a fight. They do an Agni Kai, and while both of them are fighting, Admiral Zhao, after he's been defeated by Zuko, tells Zuko that he's a traitor and that he knows that he's the blue spirit, and the only reason why he knows is because the Princess Azula has been helping him. How do you think I knew who the blue spirit was? Who do you think gave me the archers? Who do you think helped get me promoted to an admiral? It was Azula this whole time. She was helping me against you. After the battle is over the next morning, the Northern Water Tribe mourns the people that they lost. Yue, Han is killed during the battle. Master Paku asks Katara, could she stay at the North Pole to teach other waterbenders? And she tells him she'd like to, but she needs to help Aang fulfill his destiny as the Avatar. Just like at the beginning of the series, when Fire Lord Sozin told the Earthbender that the Earth Kingdom wasn't the true target, that it was the Southern Air Temple, Fire Lord Ozai tells the Fire Sage that the Northern Water Tribe was not the true target. He had already secretly sent Azula to Omashu. Omashu was the actual target, where Azula goes and she is able to imprison King Bumi. So then she's like, long live the Fire Nation. And the series, in season 1 of the series, ends with the Fire Sage telling Fire Lord Ozai about when Sozin's comet will next appear. And that's when they're going to decide to attack next. And that's how it ends, the season 1. So this is my overall review and ratings of it. The character design, some of the characters I wasn't really feeling. Like, I wasn't feeling Azula's character. Like, look-wise, I wasn't feeling King Bumi character at all, really. Zuko, I felt like they could have got a better person that looked more like Zuko. Some of them were spot on, like Suki and Kyoshi were probably the best two of the entire series. I didn't really like Iroh. Iroh is probably my favorite character of the original series. So I was disappointed in his character. Wang Shitong, I didn't like that. It felt like they just jammed. And I understand, like, it's a series that they couldn't do, like, step by step like they did in the animated series. But it felt like they just jammed everything into one spot, kind of. Like, Wang Shitong could have been more, like, scarier than that. The visual effects, I love the visual effects. But to me, the main thing it lacked comparing it to the original series was the heart. It didn't have, like, the heart of the... Like, the original series had heart. You can feel it in almost every episode. The live action version really didn't have that much heart to me. The acting, some of the acting was kind of cringy. Like, Zuko was like... I understand in the original Zuko was complaining a lot, but this one seemed like he was more whiny. King Bumi, I feel like that was just like overacting. I didn't like what they did with King Bumi. I didn't like what they did with Roku, because after Iroh and Toph, Roku was probably my favorite character. And I definitely didn't like how they did. I feel like Roku is more powerful than that. Like, his voice carries when he speaks. Like, they got him on there, like he Iroh making jokes and shit. Like, I didn't really like that. Now, Fire Lord Ozai, they got him right. Like, that guy played a perfect Ozai. The first time I saw Commander Zhao, I wasn't really feeling him, but after I watched it the second time, he began to grow on me. So I didn't have a problem with Commander Zhao. Azula, personality wise, I felt like it was better than the actual look of Azula. And May and Ty Lee, they should have chose different actors to play May and Ty Lee. They didn't look anything like them. But overall, it's not great, but it's still good. I'll give it a 6.9, 7.2 at the most overall. So I'll give it like a C plus. C plus, close to a B minus, but it wasn't great, but it was better than the live action movie that they made like 15 years ago. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like and comment. Let me know what you think, what you thought about the series in the comment section. More videos coming soon. Trey T out. Peace.